college funding, putting off your future so that they have a better one. Then there's those of us in middle age, muddling through, although my wife says I'm long past midlife crisis. Muddling through the middle years. Career. Why is this so difficult? Why are these folks at the lowest level of their well-being and very difficult to engage? Think about it. A lot of you are in that age group. It's not terrible, but everybody wants a piece of your time. Your career, your family, your elder care responsibilities, your volunteering, your community activities, whatever it is, everything is coming at once. And eventually, those kids that you were saving for, we hope move out to college. How do we finance that? What's the impact, by the way, of paying their tuition off because you think it's the right thing to do, but maybe shortchanging your own retirement? And by the way, once the kids move out, has anyone noticed who moves back in? Do you know that pets are a $180 billion economic opportunity? These people were driving McLaren baby carriages. I don't know if you know that, but you need a home equity loan to buy these things. But these are their kids. And in your middle years, we start talking about what do we want to do with finances? You know, let's redo the kitchen, let's redo that. These are practical things that people are doing in real time. Define yourself into what I'm doing, and then you get licensed to talk to me about my future. And believe it or not, the number 2 group of people starting new businesses is not some kid wearing a hoodie writing code in Silicon Valley, or even Kendall Square where I am in Cambridge. No, it's actually entrepreneurship is the new women's movement. Women over age 50 are starting new businesses. So let me get this straight. We got the kids out, the dog is cute, we remodeled the kitchen, I've started a new business. You know what else happens? He's out of here. The highest divorce rate in the world is so-called great divorce. By the way, why would you give up this big hunk of man? He's a pet lover after all. Interesting answer. Actual real survey. You could say, was it sex? Could be really cool to look up on the Jumbotron. No. Was it money? Would have been on point, right? No. Number 1 reason, he bores me, was the number 1 reason. Never sit on your laurels about how great you think your brand is. Because guess what? This guy was around for 30 years and she said it's time to go. You've got about 30 seconds with her to define your value. And by the way, to my Canadian cousins, we often accuse you of being the nicer North Americans. Let's be honest. My family's up there, I can say this. We're just passive aggressive. We're not nice. When women were asked in Ontario province, why such a high divorce rate? They said, he simply ran out of gas. This guy looks like he's got plenty of gas. I don't know. And then finally, older years, the managing years. What do we do after 55, 60, 65 years old? Retirement, we found during COVID, a lot of people retired out. They're coming back, doing something different. Starting going back to school, not just to retread themselves for the career they built, but maybe to start an entirely new business. My favorite story is about this guy, Joe, another Joe, that gave me a ride in Florida. I use Uber. I use a cheaper Uber. This guy picks me up in a Mercedes. Feeling pretty good. Hit the lottery ticket. And he had this crazy dachshund dog sitting on his lap. And so I asked, I kind of looked in the mirror and I kind of took my chances and I said, so, you drive a Mercedes? Do you live around here? He goes, yeah, I live right over there. And he was pointing to the condos right next to the Ritz. So use your imagination. The dog is starting to growl because he knows I'm nosy. And I said, so, why are you driving for Uber? He says, do you know what Sam, that's the dog apparently, Sam and I and the wife do every day? I said, no ma'am, no sir. And we're in Florida. He goes, Sam and the wife and I, we walk up the beach, we wave to all the nice people. Do you know what we do after that? And at this point the dog is really pissed because he knows I'm really getting noisy. He goes, and I said, no sir, what do you do after that? And he says, we turn around and we wave to the same damn people all over again. He went back to work because he needed something to do. He needed that social connection. As you talk to your clients about their futures, their retirement, financial security is important, but their longevity literacy should be, what's the state of your social portfolio, not just your financial portfolio? Do you have friends and contacts and things that keep you alive and vital and having purpose and meaning every day? Here's a question that very few people ask. Where are you going to retire? Most of us want to age in place, so to speak. That's the house where you have your marriage, your mortgage, your memories, you want to stay there. Only half of us believe we're going to be able to because of the upkeep, the maintenance, and all the things that become more difficult as we age. How many moves might you have? You know, we all are familiar with this guy remodeling the house. Then there's the downsize, then there's the right size, then there's one of us gets sick, we move back to the oldest adult daughter someplace. And eventually one of us, often, mostly women over 75, most women will live solo at some point in their life. How do you finance that? How do you find the services and the like? These are meaningful, purposeful conversations that go to the heart of your client's life, not just their portfolio. How about caregiving and self-care? How do we take care of ourselves? Is that a whole new expense in life? We know that technology has become something that all of us are using more and more often across the lifespan. In fact, by the way, Facebook is now being referred to as the social media nursing home. My kids tell me that when they say, what the heck is Facebook? But the bottom line is, what we have to look at is that the digital divide, older people are no longer out there and saying, oh no, I don't do technology. No, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not virtual, you're not real. You need to be out there. We all see all kinds of technologies in our home, from Alexa to kitchens and refrigerators that are soon to be saying, Joe, you're out of your Ben & Jerry's double fudge brownie, but don't worry, we've already ordered it. Very important well-being things. We've seen toilets. One of my favorite examples, Toto, Kohler, Panasonic, are developing toilets. And I know you're bumping up against lunch, so I'll keep this clean. That download from the user, your body weight, your blood pressure, did you take your medication, and then upload that data to a call center and the like. By the way, in the UK, they did a study, a pilot program with a grocery store that was, shall we say, the toilet facilitated home delivery of the food product deemed missing from your diet. We have robots that are now coming online that are being done out of pocket, if you will. This is not health insurance, this is discretionary. In fact, one of them is called Pepper. Pepper will insult you twice a day or tell you a joke. Apparently, the science says this is a way of keeping you cognitively fit. I don't know about you, but I've got 2 daughters. They insult me for free many times a day. And then finally, how much does an adult daughter cost? Somewhat of a joke, but listen for a moment. Birth rates are an all-time low. She may not exist. She may be very busy. She may have many children. She may have moved far away. The new cost in retirement and longevity is how much does it cost to replace what she does. What we found during COVID and the pandemic is that the pandemic served as a propellant to use all those technologies that we thought the millennials and Gen Zers were too damn lazy to make their own meal, own their own car, and clean their own house. All of a sudden we thought, hey, that's great virtual assisted living. My mom can use that and I can use that too. But it's a whole new cost. We haven't priced that into anybody's retirement. Home as service is what we now need to start thinking about. All those little subscriptions that you do for fun, add them up one day, ask your client to do it. Create a worksheet that says, what are the little things that you kind of signed up for $6 a month that have now added up to a major payment? Think of all those services on demand that have become part of our lives that in many ways have replaced some of the things that the adult daughter used to do. And conversations, if you will, about where we will age, how we will live, how much does it cost, what is the vocabulary you can impart on your clients and customers on things like, what is assisted living, what's independent living, how does memory care work, and the like. These are real problems. By the way, this isn't for old people. The number one user of these senior housing, of course, are older people. The number one buyer, on the other hand, is a daughter between 47 and 57 years old. So if you're not talking about this to her, you're not relevant to her right now. So you're not going to get much airtime to talk about that future. So let me start to wrap this up. I want you to start thinking about how can you take the psychology of your client, the context of our lives, and the jobs of longevity to come up with content, conversations, and comprehensive solutions that help them navigate 100 years of life. Very quickly, content, think about it. How did you come up with a conversation that, as Swan was saying, is not just about friendships and relationships, but leadership so you become the first call? I know one financial agent that I spoke to, she said she knows she's a winner with her clients when anything that happens in the family, from funerals to weddings, she's the first call. Use that as your metric. What is your level of intimacy with your clients? Conversations. You're going to have more of them. They're going to be shorter because there's only 24 hours in the day, but they're going to be broader conversations that are beyond money because it's about your relationship, not simply their portfolio. And then finally, comprehensive product and solutions. You are fortunate to be part of the Aegon Transamerica family. They've got innovative products that are not just a product that provides a revenue stream that's easily understood and may be affordable, but also products like Everest and the like that are complete solutions. Here's the need, here's the product, here's the service, done. Remember our drill conversation. I'm not buying a drill, I'm buying a hole. Fill the holes of longevity for your people. So let me end on this. I am always inspired to be with all of you. But I want to ask you something, because there is no free lunch. I'm going to ask something of you. You have the products, the process, and the most important thing, the passion to help others live longer, better. Your job going forward is to help with that longevity literacy so that all of us live 100 good years. Thank you so much.